Oh my god. Oh! Learn to pronunciate. Oh my god, I cannot. My nails are the same color as my shirt. What? Why do you have to be so bitchy? Stop judging me. Oh, come here. Oh, come here. Come here. Oh, you're fine. Oh my god, my hair looks so bad. I can't even look at myself. So I did this daytime look. Easy, neutral colors. You can do it with or without eyeliner. You can simplify it a little bit if you want to. I think that it's a daytime look that I wear during the day. You can easily wear it at night. You can throw on some lashes or just make your eyeliner thicker. Yeah, it's very fresh. It's very dewy and glowy. I think it's springtime, even though there's not like pops of pink. That doesn't necessarily mean spring. To me, when I think of spring makeup, I think of minimal makeup that's very fresh, ladylike, with corals and pinks and neutrals and just glowing. Here I am, no makeup, hating life. Okay, we get it. So I'm priming my face with Smashbox Photo Finish, and I'm really loving this primer lately. And then I'm moisturizing my lips with EOS Lip Balm because it just smells and tastes so yummy. I'm using MAC's Face and Body Foundation today, and this is such a different foundation from anything else that I've ever used before. It's so thin and it's so hydrating. It's like 75% water, I think, or 80% water. So you can put on layers and layers and layers and it never gets cakey. Now, as you can see, I'm using a synthetic brush to apply this. And the reason why I'm doing that is because this foundation has so much water in it. You don't want to use a natural brush. Natural hair usually comes from the belly of a goat. No, they are not hurt, so don't be sad. But when it's a natural hair, you think of it as a hair on your head. And if you were to put water on your hair and then try to take that and put it on skin, it wouldn't work because your hair would absorb all the water. So therefore, I am using a synthetic brush. It's fake hair, so it's not going to hold the product. It's just going to put it straight on my skin. So now I'm spraying Fix Plus directly on the brush to do another layer of foundation because like I said, it's so thin that you can put on like 3 to 5 layers and you're still going to look natural. I'm doing this because it's going to make my skin look really dewy and glowy, which is what I want because that's what I like my face to look like in the springtime, especially since my skin is so dry right now. This is really nice. Now I'm putting Select Cover Up in NW20 on my eyelids only, and I'm using this as a primer. I know everybody uses paint pots and primer potions, but I use concealer. I think that it works the best for me. It gets rid of all my discoloration and veins, and it just gives me a really nice even tone canvas to work with. I like this better than anything else. Now I'm taking NW15 concealer from MAC, which is the new mineral concealer. NW15 is quite a few shades lighter than me, if you can see. And I'm doing the V, where I'm going down side my nose and then up to the top of my cheekbone, and I'm going to just emphasize that V with this brush. And then I'm going to go in with my fingers and blend it out because I think that that gives you the best blending over any brush. I like to use my fingers for a lot of things in makeup over brushes because I really like the warmth of your fingertips on your skin. It'll emulsify it and basically just make it look a lot more natural. I'm continuing to blend, but I'm going to keep it in that V shape. I don't want to go down too far on my cheekbones, and I don't want to go up on the sides of my nose. Okay, I'm filling in my eyebrows, pretty basic. I'm using Lingering Brow Pencil by MAC. Nothing special. I'm not going to bring the color in up all the way and in all the way and all that jazz. I'm just like filling out the wing and just little tiny sparse hairs in the inner corner, and then I'll just fluff it out with a spool because I think that really makes it look natural. I'm using Dazzlite by MAC to put a highlight underneath my brow. Then I'm going to take Soft Brown, which is a shade that everybody should own. And I'm going to just buff that in my upper crease, as you can see, and just across the lid and windshield wiper motion. This isn't going to be deep down on the lid really, as more in the upper crease and up towards that highlight color. It's just such a beautiful color. It's so easy to blend. You can just take it out to your brow. Oh, I love it. And as you can see, it blends so beautifully. But that's also a lot of credit to the brush because the 224 brush by MAC is just fabulous. I'm taking Fascinating Eye Kohl and just lining the inner part of my eye because now I'm going back in with that same Dazzlite color that I used under my brow to highlight my inner corners. And that Fascinating Eye Kohl isn't necessary, but it will help it pop. I'm taking the shade Texture, which I did not show you guys, I'm sorry, very, very lightly, and I'm just pushing it down all over my lid. I'm using the 217 brush because I don't want it to be intense. I want it to be really light, and the 217 will really buff it out beautifully as opposed to packing on the color. And I'm taking that same texture color along with soft brown mixed together, and I'm just rubbing it under my eyes. Then I'm taking that same 217, just rubbing it all along to feather it out. Now, Typographic is the name of this next shade by MAC, and I am taking it on a natural hair brush. And the reason I'm using a natural hair is because I want this to go on really lightly and not densely and not thick. So instead of packing it on, I'm using two natural hairs. I'm going to use the first one, and now this 217 you see. And I'm going to use this to just lightly touch it on. Now, if I were to use a synthetic hair, it would put all the product on my lid like my foundation brush did. But since this is a natural hair, it's holding on to some of that product so that it's not really thick. This is a great brush for people who are just starting out in makeup and are scared of color because it's going to put everything on really lightly. I think this is one of the first brushes I ever owned by MAC. And also people who are more mature and older in age, they usually like this brush as well because, you know, if you're using like a shimmery color, it's not going to put on as much shimmer as more of just a light wash of color. I'm curling my eyelashes now, not anything special, but I was having a horrible eyelash day where they were all over the place, and I was not okay with that. But I'm using Black Track now, which is a gel liner that I love. I cannot live without you. And I'm doing just a really thin line, well, thin in my opinion, just really tight across my lash line at the very top. I'm not doing anything special. I'm not winging it out. It's not going to be thick or, you know, bolder on the edges, just nice and tight against my lashes. And I'm doing this just because I like the way it looks with the black and then the gray and then the light soft brown. I just think it's a really beautiful gradient right there. And as you can see, I'm taking a little bit more of that typographic and just dabbing it on the outer edges just to soften up that line even more on the edge. I just think it looks really pretty like that. I just like how soft it is. Now I'm taking MAC's Prep and Prime eye highlighter, and this is in Radiant Rose. And I'm going to like streak it like a zebra all over underneath my eye area where I did with my concealer. And I'm doing this last because if there's any fallout from anything, it's going to clean it up. And I'm just sweeping it all across that area. It's really thin. It's not going to add much color or anything. I just do this just because I add the highlight. And with a look like this for spring, I really enjoy this under eye highlight just because I think it makes you look really fresh and awake and alive. But it has to be done right. Otherwise, it can be like raccoon eyes to the max. Kind of scary, but not a big deal. I'm taking Crystal Avalanche, which is a bright white color, and I'm just going to dab it in my waterline. Just because I don't want to use an eye kohl, the eyeliner, because I feel like it's starch white and it can look like it's too much. It doesn't look like your everyday woman. It looks like you're a makeup artist. And I want this look to be a little bit more on the natural side. So I use eyeshadow instead. I think it looks much more natural and it doesn't irritate my eyes as much. And it just gets rid of that reddish pink tone in there because I don't want that tone in my waterline with the neutrals that I have going on. But that's just me being like crazy. And now I'm adding mascara. This mascara is getting to the very end, so it's not doing its job as well as it used to. It's really sad. But just remember when you're applying your mascara to tease your eyelashes just like you tease your hair when you want volume. So if you can see, I kind of tease it at the root and then zigzag it down. You'll get much better results if you do this over just grabbing your mascara wand and just going straight up and down over and over. Your lashes will really grab onto the mascara this way. Okay, it's time to do my face. I am using Something Special, which is a cream blend blush by MAC, and I'm putting that on the apple of my cheeks and dragging it up just a little bit. Now, cream blush has come a long way. It's not your grandmother's blush anymore. It is amazing now, and MAC has come out with a new technology that is just gorgeous. So don't be afraid of it because it is my obsession for spring. Well, it's my obsession last year too. I'm taking a light powder. It's actually the eyeshadow Vanilla by MAC. and I'm tapping it right there on the outer edges just to give even more of that highlight. But I'm not using shimmer colors up there. I'm staying with matte velvety colors because I don't want to be super frosty. I'm taking a medium dark mineral powder and just lining the side of my forehead. And then this lipstick is Cream Cup. And I am just putting on the lipstick like a normal human being. Nothing special. Feeling awkward. Yes. I'm ending it off by spraying Fix Plus all over my face generously and then just letting it sit and soak in. And you are all done.
Say bye, Pixie.